Rescue crews in New Jersey forced to stop for the night as floodwaters continue to rise. In some areas, the rising water likely to get worse before it gets better.
And good evening, everyone. Here's what's new tonight at 11 o'clock. Officials in Little Falls, New Jersey, saying this is even worse than they expected and that this is some of the most severe flooding in more than a decade.
And tonight, they're calling on Governor Murphy for help by declaring a state of emergency.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon starts off our coverage.
With the Passaic River still rising after the sun went down, first responders went into the high water and pulled families to safety as it got darker and colder.
It's very flooded. The water is very high.
While it is at its highest height, they certainly, rescuing them in those locations is not an easy task. It's something that may at some point become impossible.
In fact, after 11 rescues, authorities called off rescues at around 8 tonight, except in cases of major medical emergencies. It was just too dangerous. Warnings to get out began yesterday to anyone in this vulnerable area. The river wraps around it, but the rising water fuels the raging current, which tries to push it straight across. The strength of that current is what's keeping it from freezing tonight.
We're going to have a period of sustained levels of the river, and then it'll start to recede.
But not until daylight. So for now, this car wash looks like an island, and the spilled river is sneaking up dangerously close to a restaurant nearly destroyed by a similar flood 3 years ago.
If, God forbid, happens again, so it's very bad for business, for everybody.
And the evacuated streets filled with homes are off limits.
My heart really breaks for everybody this time of year that's dealing with this.
Recovery from flooding like this can take months. It's one reason the mayor of Little Falls says he made the call to keep all pumps in the sections swallowed by the river going all night, even if it breaks them.
Keeping families in their homes for the holidays is certainly more important than a pump burning out.
Little Falls officials are hoping the governor declares a state of emergency to help with the cost of the response. This community has seen its share of floods, but not always from the Passaic River and certainly not in December. But that storm was loaded with tropical moisture and it dumped all that rain on an already saturated ground.